This will be like part 3 on this 32 caliber black powder homemade pistol. I have some questions on how it's made and where are the parts from and that sort of thing. As I discussed earlier, this is from a lamp, this ball here, from like a pull chain. This tubing, this bottom layer here is just 1/2 inch copper tubing. This copper slash copper alloy of unknown quantity here is from something I was working on at one time, and I happen to have an extra one of these. This brass bushing is from some electrical part, and so is the firing pin and the spring assembly. They're non-corrosive elements that you would find in that part, which is really rare and hard to come by. And it took me a long time to drill this hole out perfectly straight. A long time drilling through that. And of course, I said the butt plate here is from Dixie Gunworks. And this, the trigger guard and the trigger are from another piece of equipment. This used to be a piece of 3-inch brass tubing, I believe, that I flattened out and then shaped into a trigger guard. And then the stainless steel trigger is just from some of the piece I shaped, which was really kind of tricky because you don't want to get your skin stuck. And making a trigger is kind of like harder than it looks. And matching and carving this wood out for this butt plate is not a fun job either, but it can be done. And what I'm really doing the video on today is I have decided to make a stand so that when I go out and test fire this, I can mount this on a bigger piece of wood that I can clamp to the ranges table and hopefully give this thing a test fire without shooting my eye out. But you can see I stained this with my walnut stain that I created with I believe it's 10 parts boiled walnuts and 1 part alcohol, just to keep critters from growing in the stain while I got it like shelved. So it should last for a long time. Yeah, you can really see there how it's like drying right in front of our eyes. I'm using the nuts that hold the barrel assembly in place to mount this gun to the stand, and I'll show you the screws. For some reason I can't get a shot of the screws up in there, but I'm using a couple of furniture screws there. Also to hold the block of wood in place, and it's also glued. I use chopsticks to fill the nail holes in the pallet wood. This is kind of a low budget deal. Yeah, drilling the barrel, that took me quite a while to make sure that was perfectly straight, going all the way down in there. And then I had to stop, and I left like over twice the amount in here at the rear because I didn't want the rear to blow out. So it, yeah, it's and then of course the barrel meets the specifications I looked up for thickness. It's overly thick. And I have shot a Chinese replica hand cannon a long time ago, and it was a lot cheesier and thinner than this here is, and much more scary to shoot. Very scary. I can't believe you would hold like a piece of pipe in your hand and then light it. But yeah, if you put your mind to it, anyone can build this thing. It off and on, I worked on it for, I'd say almost 2 years. I can't even remember. But just finding the combination of parts was probably the hardest, and then putting them together. And yeah, I'm gonna strip this gun. I'm thinking about asking one of my close relatives if he'll engrave this. He's a really good engraver and sculptor, and do a little bit of business on this knob here and on the trigger and the trigger guard. Just do it all up. And then I won't probably clear coat the whole thing again. But yeah, this clear coat I sprayed on here, I can't remember what type it was, but it's starting to wear off. So I'm gonna have to redo it. Yeah, I'm gonna bolt this to another piece of wood, clamp it to a table, and then test fire it. I may even cover this with a piece of canvas, and then I'll put a pull string here and let her go, and test fire it with maximum load, and see how it goes from there. And for all you guys that are subscribed, I really appreciate it. Thanks.